Hello, welcome again to the Hexperience. My name is Rodrigo Ferreiro. I am the Corporate Services Manager here at Zigurat. And today we are at the last session. It was a 3 days full of presentation of industry leaders, and which we have the opportunity to meet both alumni and experts of our Zigurat community. And today we have with us Jordi Tomas. In a few minutes, he is going to present a success case about digital transformation, and I will tell you a little bit more about it. So here at Zigurat, we are an international institute of technology with more than 20 years of experience in the e-learning industry, and this is part of our mission. We want to transform professionals who will revolutionize the industry. What we want here, our mission is to train and empower people and organizations to catalyze transformation and meet the new challenge of the market and society. So are you ready to join the future? This is part of our values. We believe in industry-tailored education, focus on innovative needs and environments. Our programs are designed to foster the change maker needed for a better future. And today we are going to focus on digital transformation. Our first value is online accelerator. As I mentioned, we are leading the e-learning industry. For 20 years, we have been developing an effective methodology to boost the learning experience of our students. And I would say that we go beyond the methodology. Actually, what we create here at Zigurat is a Zigurat ecosystem. The Zigurat ecosystem that we provide is a 360 training experience based on learning by doing with an international expertise and taking full advantage of the power of the network to accelerate your professional development. Our faculty board, they are passionate about teaching. They are industry leaders working on the field. So who better than them to help us in this professional development? And also in Zigurat, we promote this networking, the power of network. You will experience live sessions with the industry leaders and also be involved in practical real projects to engage with different professionals. And last but not least, our fifth value, we want that your professional development at Zigurat to be an exciting story, a story where you can develop a real project considering the whole life cycle of these projects, from the conception to the execution and the continuous improvement. So let's go to the interesting part of today, the live session. So I would like to invite Jordi Tomas. He's the head of e-commerce at Saba Group and also part of our faculty board in the Global Master in MBA in Digital Transformation. He's professor of the digital marketing subject. And he will talk about now how digitalize the car park experience. So Jordi, welcome, and the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Rodrigo, for your introduction. I'm very happy to be here at the school where I am a lecturer. I'm glad, and I want to thank you for the invitation. Let me share the presentation because I want to explain, just one second. What I want to talk is about how we here at Saba have implemented the digital transformation mainly in our selling channels.
Perfect. We can see your screen and we can hear you very clearly. So go ahead, Tomas.
Okay. First of all, let me explain to all of you a bit what Saba is. Saba manages car parks since 1966, is a player of reference in its field in Europe. We are present in 9 countries currently. And this is an industry in transition. Apart from managing infrastructure, now part of the fast-growing, highly dynamic urban mobility system. So we can say that we are a traditional company since we started operating in 1966 in a traditional industry, which is infrastructure management in transformation, because the urban mobility ecosystem, as you may know, is a trending topic now in the big cities. Because the mobility in our cities has changed. The growth of e-commerce has brought an increase of the new last mile delivery players. The eruption of food and good delivery companies, Glovo, Delivery Hero, etc. Electric mobility. There are new needs on the infrastructure of the cities in order to be able to charge that vehicles, etc. The sharing services. So we have cars, we have mopeds, we have bikes, we have scooters in different formats, free floating, station-based, in specific areas, in car parks, etc. Cities are putting the pedestrians in the center, closing streets to the traffic. For instance, Superillas in Barcelona, in Madrid also they have closed the city center to the cars which are contaminating, etc. Low emission areas, all cars cannot access to the city centers, less cars brought by young people because young people, or maybe they cannot afford or then don't see the need of owning a car, but they rent them or they use sharing solutions in order to move, or public services. So we are in a very exciting company and ecosystem. A bit more about our company. So we are 2,068 people, more than 2,000 people working in Saba in 9 countries. We are in Chile, Spain, Andorra, Portugal, UK, Germany, Italy, Slovakia, and Czech Republic. We have operations in 182 cities with more than 1,000 parkings and almost 400,000 park slots. Okay, this is just a picture to understand the dimensions of our company. And this is what we do. So we started as infrastructure to be a sustainable mobility hub. And what does it mean to be a mobility hub? So it means that provide services to people and to goods. Okay, so for instance, we can we bring services not only to park the cars, but also to charge the electric vehicles. We have electric charging points in almost all our parking. Sharing services, you can find different products of different solutions of sharing, car sharings, and they park their cars in our parkings. You can find places to deliver goods using our great localizations because we are located in the city centers. There are also lockers. We also have lockers in our parkings where the people can go there and pick the things they have bought through e-commerce. And we have also digitalized our parking. We have integrated on the access and payments license plate readings or onboarding equipment in order to avoid the process of going to the paying machine. Okay, we have implemented the 3G coverage, or all the parkings are controlled remotely. So the people from our customer service can help anybody in our parkings. So what we have done is digitalize our parkings. Okay, and how it works is very easy. So imagine, I imagine that you all know how a parking works. So you are driving your car because you have a meeting or a lunch or whatever in the city center. So you take your car and go to the city center, to the meeting. And as usual in the big cities, what you find is a traffic jam. So that makes you arrive a bit late, you're a bit nervous. So at the end, you arrive to your meeting point or your restaurant or wherever you go. And at that moment, when you arrive at that place, maybe a bit late, and you have to park your car, what do you look for? So the first thing you think is, you look for the best spot, or the parking with the best spots, with the cleanest areas or the lighter ones? I don't think so. You look for the parking with the lower rates? I don't think so. You look for the parking with the best promotions, offers, etc. No. What do you look for when you arrive close to your restaurant? Is the parking closest to your destination. Okay. So If we think on the 4 P's of the marketing mix, okay, because we talk about marketing, the product, the price, the promotion, and the place. When we are driving and looking for a parking, what you look for, do you think the place size is important? I don't think so. The price, no, it's not so important because the parkings that are closest in an area, more or less, they have the same prices, so it's not important. The promotions, if you want to park, you don't have time to look for a promotion, so it's not important. What is important is what I said, the place. And if we have to put numbers on this, we can say that, of course, the product is important, the price is important, the promotion is important, but what is most important, 94% of the importance when you are going to park is where you are going to park your car. Okay. So if the location is important, we have the best locations in the city centers. For instance, this is Barcelona with the Sagrada Familia, and this is a map of Barcelona, and the red points are the parkings that we have in this small area. So I can count there more or less 20 parking slots or 20 car parks in I don't know, in a 10 square kilometers. Okay. And the question now is that if the important thing when you look to park your car is the place where where the parking is, how can we digitally compete with them, no? With the location. So if the location is so important, what can we do from a digital point of view in order to provide more value from our channels to our customers? So as I said at the beginning, the mobility is changing. The way the people is moving in the city is changing. People, when they drive their own vehicle or car or motorbike in the city, now people start on planning in advance their urban trips. And planning means not only which streets I will take to avoid traffic, which is the fastest way, etc., but also where I will park my car. So in that case, what is coming important, the place is still important, but the other points are increasing their importance, because at that moment when you plan where you're going to park, you have time. You are not in a hurry. You are at home, you are at your office before leaving and taking your car. So at that moment, you can now planificate your trip. And this has been a game changer, because now if people plan in advance where they are going to park, we have an opportunity from the digital point of view to be there and promote our parkings, using price, using promotions, using a product, and also, of course, the place. And it's an opportunity not only for us, but also for parking aggregators, solutions that want to be the booking of the parkings, even if it's very complicated, because it's not as easy as a hotel. But for us, it's very, very important, because we have the opportunity to be in touch with our customers. Previously, they get into the car, into the parking slot. Okay, and thanks to GPS, all these things are more easy for our customers today. And if we come back to the 4 P's of marketing, again, we see that it has changed. In the moment that the people plans where they are going to park, the product importance has grown, the price importance has grown, the promotion importance has grown, even the place, of course, because nobody wants, even if it's cheaper, nobody wants to walk a couple of kilometers because he has found a parking 5% cheaper than the one who is closest to where he's going, right? But maybe not 2 kilometers, but maybe yes, 50 meters or 100 meters. Because if you drive and you don't know where you are going, you park at the first parking you find. But if you can plan in advance, you can have a look before arriving there, which parkings are over there, and then you can go the one you like because of the price, the product, the promotion, or even the place. So if people start planning their trip and they start planning where they are going to park, we need to be there. So we need to be, if people looks on internet through a browser with their computer at home, where which trip are they going to do and where they are going to park, we need to have a website, an e-commerce, and a site where we can sell them the products, the solutions, show what we do. If people use their phone to do that, we need to have an application to be able to allow our users to download it and use it in order to use our solutions, parkings, etc. And if our customers or people who's driving or looking for a parking search on maps, because this is something that gets more importance, more and more importance, we have to be in that maps. We have to put our parking slots in each of different map providers, and we have to put all the maps there, all the information, the rates, our schedule, etc. Okay, so we need to be there. And how we can be in that places. So we used this framework, the Harvard Business Review, 4 pillars of a successful digital transformation. We follow that framework because it shows the typical path on a digitalization. So you digitalize, there are 4 paths, no? The IT, you start by IT uplift, with that it does modernize all the existing IT infrastructures to support the new initiatives, and with the benefits of flexible platforms that allows you to create new services for the digitalization. Of course, the next step is to digitalize all the operations to optimize the existing business and adapt to the new digital needs. And it brings you cost reduction, efficiency, and optimization. The third pillar is the digital marketing that entails digital tools for marketing and brings you upselling, cross-selling, and all the digitalization of your selling process, market share, brand value, etc. And the last but not least are the new digital business that gives you the new business models that you, with all the infrastructure, IT infrastructure or digital operations, were not able to bring to your customers, and it brings you growth opportunities. And typical companies, what they do is they start from the beginning, from the IT uplift, then they digitalize the operations, they start with digital marketing, and at the last step, they get new ventures with all this experience. But what we did, we started directly to the digital marketing, because our goal as a marketing department was not to digitalize the full company, but allow our customers to find us on the different channels we provide and through internet. Okay, and of course the IT uplift and digital operations should be adapted to support us on these objectives. But we cannot wait until these 2 pillars are completed, because as I said, we are a traditional company and in a traditional industry, and this means it has a lot of good things, but also some of not so good things, that the changes in these kind of companies are not as fast as our wishes or our needs, and mainly when we talk about digitalization. Okay. So we started with the digital marketing. The first thing we did is to think on products. Which products we are going to sell through our platforms. And we decided we had a product which is called Multi-Day. It's very easy to sell. So we have what we call rotation, which is the people who go directly to our parkings. They took the ticket and they park the car, and when they leave, they pay the time for the time they have been in the parking, and they leave. This product is very difficult for our internet at that point, and we decided to go with multi-day. Multi-day is a product which is a daily basis, not hourly basis or minute basis. It's based on daily booking of parking slots, and for 24 hours. Okay, so you can, if you go for, I don't know, for instance, for a weekend to Madrid by car, so you can book a multi-day for the 2 days you are in Madrid, and with a reduced price compared with the hourly rate if you go there. Okay, we started with that, and it worked very well. Then another product we have, which is we thought that it would be good to sell the internet, was the season ticket. The season ticket is a long-term product on a monthly basis. So you park your car there on a monthly basis for 1 month and so on, like a kind of subscription. This product has different assortment based. So we have a season ticket only for weekdays, not weekends. For the full week, only for the working hours, only the 24 hours, depends on the needs. We have several kind of season tickets. What happened here? Since we didn't digitalize the operations, we had to create a workflow and a combination of automatic processes and manual processes, because that product was not thought to be sold over internet. This product was thought to sold directly on the parking, and the requirements to solve that product were, for instance, to have an ID card, to have account bank number, because the only way to charge that product was through direct debit, etc. And this made the digitalization very complicated from outside if you don't change the product. Since the operations were not digitalized yet, we need to do a kind of mix, providing one part digitalized and a second part totally manual, continuing with the existing processes. But at that moment, we were happy because it allows us to sell, even if it was an extra work, but at least we were able to sell another product from our portfolio through our channels. Next steps were to digitalize all the operations. And we were on that, but the pandemic came, okay? And it was a disaster because the pandemic means, as you know, lockdowns, where people didn't move, so nobody bought our products, but we decided to keep our product focus, and based on the new needs of work and more than the new needs, the new mobility due to the pandemic. For instance, people didn't went to the office, or they went to the office only twice a week. So the work from home started. People then didn't go to the office every day. So the product of, for instance, the season ticket for the people who work was not exactly what they need, because it was too expensive. Because if you have to pay the full month, but you only go 3 days a week at the office, this is not the right product for you. Or the other one product, the multi-year 24 hours, if you only go to the parking for your work time, it has no sense that you have to pay the 24 hours. So based on that, we talked with our customers, and we discovered that from Saba multi-day and season ticket, we created a new product, which is called Saba multi-day diurno, which means that We take the good from one product and the good things of the other product, we mix and we create a new product. This was a digital product and not supported by our manual operations yet. But we decided to create it and to sell, and it was a success because it was the product that the people need. A product that was only a daily basis, not monthly basis, and valid for the working hours. So, since our customers are in the center, this is maybe the most important thing from the previous slide. We listen to our customers. So, and what that means to put the customer in the center? It means that the business goals are important and technical requirements are also important. But the most important point are the user needs. Because if we take into account the business goals or the technical requirements, we will never be able to launch the Saba multi-deal journal because the company was not ready to deliver that product. Projects often take into account self-defined business objectives and technical requirements, leaving the user needs as a starting point. We need to put the customers at the center and understand their needs in order to build a meaningful and therefore highly satisfying experience around them. We created all digital assets following this methodology: think, make, and quality assurance. On think, what we do is we do first a benchmark and working with heuristical principles to understand how the other companies or competence or companies who are selling more or less the same kind of products like subscriptions as us, how they solve the same issues we have or the same problems or the same retos, I don't know how to say it in English, sorry, that we have. Also, we do some kind of pre-user test. We ask our users and new users how they would use our product, which products they need, etc. We create use cases. With all these informations, we understand which are the cases, the use cases that we have to provide, and we create a sitemap. Once we have designed all of this, we start creating wireframes and workflows to see how everything fits. We create the visual design and the design system, the iteration, we create a prototype, and we make a user testing over this prototype to see if all the information that we have picked on the think phase and all the designs and solutions we have provided on the prototype fits with the user needs. Once this is done and everything is okay, we develop this prototype on our systems. We pass the quality assurance and we launch it to the market. And this is how we create our digital ecosystem. We create one website, on the other side, one application. Around it, we create our promotion and user acquisition campaigns and techniques and tasks, the acquisition, online location management, and also the digital acquisition, and also the offline acquisition. And once we have acquired customers, we want to make them loyal and create engagement with them, okay? So we create our own blog and social media. We start doing digital PR, and also we launch a relational marketing campaign, okay? And this is our digital ecosystem. We have our assets in the center, and around them we have created the promotion and user acquisition and the loyalty and engagement. And how do we optimize our digital channels? We have a website, an application, and we need to optimize them. So we know that once one thing is created, it doesn't mean that it works perfect. So you use UX UI techniques based on analytics and data. For us, is very important. And also we do A/B testing based. We do CRO, conversion rate optimization, based on A/B testing data. So for us, it's very important that every action we do is measure the results of that actions in order to see if fits with our expectations or not, and if we have to implement that change or we have to revert it. For instance, we created new applications. See how we use the UX and UI. No, for instance, we create the new application. On the benchmark stage, we detect that we need to evolve from a map. The picture on the left is the old application, and the picture on the right is the new application. As you can see, in the old application, what we had when a user joined the application was a map. When we did the benchmark, we see that the design tendencies, the UX tendencies were to move from that map, that a lot of applications on the booking solutions like Airbnb, etc., this kind of car rental, etc. What they use at the beginning was a map, but this has evolved to a dashboard where you can find information which is more dynamic and adapts to the different user needs of the customers. We also see that we also see that one important thing is to have the goal that the user want to do was just a click away. So everything you want to do in our application has to be one click from where you are. And also, on the third point we detected was that you have to keep the application simple. You need to reduce the visual noise, and you have to remove all the irrelevant or not needed information. Okay. Then we create or we define the different use cases. In our case, we define 3 use cases, 3 different kind of people who use our application. One was the kind of people who plan the trip in advance, is what I said. No, if I plan the thing in advance, I know where I want to go. I put the address where I want to go, and I see which parkings are close to my destination. The other use case is I want to park now near me. So people who is almost in his destination and want to know where he can park from our parkings. And the third use case is that with our application, you also can pay the parkimeter zones. I don't know how to say that, the blue zone or the pay zone on off street pay parking. Okay, so with that, also you can pay the off street parking. And the third thing we detected was define the sitemap. So which are the different elements of our application. The home, where everything I need is on that screen. You can see the home. You can go directly. The 3 buttons on the top are the 3 use cases. Then on the bottom, the map, because if you want to see something around you, you can go directly to the map. Products and services is what I have and what I can have or could have. And the last one is my Saba, where you can find all your personal data, your payment information, your data information, etc., or what you have bought, etc., the products you have bought, and help. Of course, there is a button that helps you if you have any frequently asked questions, etc. So we applied UX and UI and the heuristic principles to develop our new application, and you can see here the result. So continue with that. So how we apply the CRO, the conversion rate optimization. For instance, this is an example of, because we implemented here in Europe, we have a new cookies law called GRPD, and all the websites how they have to implement, and you have to ask your customers the first time they land in your website, you have to ask if they accept that you collect data from them, and you have to give them the opportunity on saying yes or saying no to collect their data. Of course, if the customer says no, it means that there is data that you don't know. You don't know how many people have access. If everybody who lands on your website says no, it means that you don't know how many people through analytics, you don't know using analytics how many people has landed into your website. So you cannot analyze anything. And what happened when we installed this banner asking the people if they want they allow us to put cookies. With this one, you can see the first round here. We implemented this on April 21, and on May 21, we see that more or less 30%, 50% of the 30% of the people said that they don't want to, they didn't allow us to take their data. So it means that we miss the information of one-third of the people who landed in our website. We don't know what they do, if they go, they buy, we don't know anything about them. So we need to change this because 30% is so high. And what we did some test A/B, some A/B testing on this banner, and we changed it. We test these two banners, and we saw that if we use the new one, the banner below, the number of people who said no, who didn't allow us to install the cookies, reduced it to 50% instead of the 30%. So what we did, of course, is we knew that we have to lose some part of the information because there will always be people who don't want, but we use these CRO techniques on checking which are the best button color and thinking on which was the action we want the users do in our web. We see that using the new one was the best solution, and we implemented, and you can see that even if the number of customers in our website was increasing month over month, the number of people who said, I don't want to share my information with you, remains stable along the time. This is the importance of doing A/B testing and also measuring them. And now we have our assets, we have done A/B testing, we have done UX, UI, we have done CRO, we have done a lot of things. So we have our assets, and what we need now is customers. So how we get customers to our assets. So we use a 360 degrees acquisition technology. From one side, we use pure offline channels, pure online channels, and we also use omni-channel. On the online channels, of course, we use SEO for the websites and SEO for the website and ASO for the application. Okay. One of the most important things you have to take into account when you are acquiring user is the cost of that acquisitions. If you use only organics like SEO, the acquisition, the cost tends to zero. But if you use paid, the cost will be as high as the bidding system decides. So it is not, so you cannot leave the customer acquisition only in one technology. You have to balance your digital marketing needs based on the amount of user each channel can bring to your sitting and the amount of money you are willing to pay. SEO needs, or ASO needs time to be effective. So, but unpaid is fast to be effective. So one have with SEO, the cost tends to zero, but the time you need to be effective is very high. And also you are in the hands of mainly Google and their changes and needs to be very careful every time you do anything because in your website, because if Google changes one rule, everything you have done can be broken, okay, and nothing works. And with paid marketing, it's easy and fast, but it costs money. So you need to balance. Offline. So all parks, car parks are our showcase. So we have we are lucky because we have physical spaces where we can put our ads. So these are some examples of our ads. And what we say is that we have more than 1,000 offline advertising spaces. Okay, so it's and all this information is close to our parking, so it's easy for the people who goes around our parkings to see all this information. And the omni-channel and the omni-channel strategy we do is called ROBO, no? Research offline and purchase offline is what I call. We need to be people looks where people which solutions people uses to plan their parkings or their trips. Of course, they use Google Maps or their equivalents, but Google Maps is the most used one, right? So they research through parkings, through Google Maps, and once they know where they want to go, so they go directly to a parking. So what we have done is to put all the cards of all our parkings in Google Maps. And when somebody looks for a parking in Barcelona, in La Sagrada Familia, in Madrid, in Rome, in any of the cities where we are, our parkings are shown. And we have created a funnel where we see the impressions of all of the cards of our parkings, with more or less is more than 35 million of impressions per month. Then we check how many people clicks, as you can see on the driving direction of that maps of our parking card, which is more or less 1% of the people who see our cards clicks on the driving directions. And then we have calculated that around 60% of the people parks on our parking. So it's a very, very important channel to take into account, because every month brings us more than 200,000 people directly to our park. But we don't only do research online and purchase online, but we also do research offline and purchase online, because we use our online advertising that we have in our parkings to put some QR codes in order to allow our users download our application. And it's a very cheap and easy channel for us, because we can place these kind of adverts in the halls, in the elevators, etc., of our parkings, and this allows our customers to download the application, and we can measure how our users download the application through these QRs. This is what I said. It's very, very important for us to analyze all the data in order to take decisions. And now, some years ago, we launched our social media strategy. So we opened our social networks with a global goal of branding and social reputation, and with a customer-centric focus to be close to our customers. Okay? And sometimes some people ask us, "Oh, why a company, industrial company like you, traditional company like you have Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, WhatsApp, and now we are going to open new social networks. Why do you use it?" We use it because we want to create our own, or we want to have our online community. We want to communicate with our community. It also brings traffic to our website, our application. It's also a kind of branding, giving us visibility and also credibility, because they are channels where we can transmit our messages. It helps us to do some social listening, and it also helps us on giving customer service. For instance, we use WhatsApp to do that customer service. And another way to create engagement and to create community was to launch our blog. Okay, we decided to create a blog to be a reference in our industry through a very carefully strategy of contents in order to get new customers and to arrive to new customers with things that are not exactly related with parkings, but yes, with mobility, and talk about mobility and talk about electric cars, etc., and get new customers and traffic to our website. It was our first inbound marketing action. It was launched on December 2019, and we are growing on an organic mode, more or less 50% every year. So we are creating a very, very interesting content. I encourage you. It's called Wiki Driver. I encourage you to subscribe and to read it. And of course, we have also our email marketing or relational marketing strategy. We have to contact directly with our already customers. So social network and our blog is not only for our customers, but it's for people who wants to know about us. But our relational marketing is focused on our own customers. So what we want to get is want to improve the loyalty of our customers. We want to create a brand and people know about our brand. We want to create a channel of communication through improve the conversions of our customers, improve the traffic web through push up notifications, email marketing, SMS, etc. It's all kind of communication direct to our customers in order to make them know about our news, about new products, etc., etc. And the last channel we are working is the digital PR. So we started this channel not so far ago, but it's giving us a very interesting results. So we launched our new application, the one I showed before, on October last year, and we create a PR campaign and different media, traditional media, and also specialized media through showed this information about the launch of our application. They interview our marketing director. They talk about the benefits of using our application, etc. It was a work done by our team. And to finish my presentation, just as I explained in my classes, there is a lot of channels to push a brand on internet. Okay, some of them I shown and we are using there. Some of them we are still not using. But the most important thing here is to choose wisely with a balanced cost amount of traffic, which is your marketing mix, or which is the marketing mix that benefits that is more beneficial for you. Not because this channel exists, you have to use. Okay, and thank you. Nothing else from my side. I think I exceeded on my time, but this is all what I wanted to say.
Very good. Thank you very much, Jordi. A really interesting presentation. And actually, it's amazing. It's really interesting because on the industry we have different kind of companies that disrupt the industry. No, we have the worldwide known case like regarding the movies, Netflix, how disrupt the industry. No, then regarding the mobility, the taxis, Uber. And it's really interesting in your case how a very physical and industry, no, because you have your car, there is physical, the infrastructure, where is the car park, and how you can actually digitalize this industry and and improve the customer experience, no? So really interested. And this is something that I also will highlight of your presentation, no? And it's something that I will ask you and in a few minutes about the customer centricity. I think that this is one of the most important topics when we are talking about digital transformation. So before we go to the question and answers, that I have some questions to you, Jordi. The third day of the Hexperience is organized on the context on the context of the global MBA in digital business. Okay, and what we want here is to train these and business transformation leaders. Okay, in the master we have 4 blocks, and what we want here is to generate corporate value with a 100% applicable projects. Okay, we have this unique MBA that we adopt the digital tools, okay, in all the lives, in all the departments and in the whole company. Okay, so what we want here is for you to develop your own project during your thesis. Okay, the global MBA is divided in 4 blocks. In the block number 1, regarding understanding digital foundations, what we propose here to our students is so they can analyze and understand the competitive advantage of the company. So we are going to elaborate the PESTEL, the SWOT, business model canvas, and how adopt these digital tools. Okay. Then in the block 2, regarding customer centricity and loyalty, this is one of the most important parts of the master, and is something that Jordi mentioned. If you want to digitalize your business, start asking yourself what are really the customer needs, what your customer needs. Okay, start for the user experience and then work backwards. Okay, then in the block 3, what we propose here to see different kinds of digital tools regarding all the different departments, going through the operations, marketing and sales, and finance. And at the end, the new business accelerators like artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, how they can really digitalize your business. What we propose here in the master actually is for you to create a holistic digital transformation for your department or for the whole value chain of the company. Okay, so if you want to know a little bit more about it, please, I really encourage you to scan this QR code, and something from Zigurat is going to be in contact with you and advise if this master program, if this MBA, it really fits and can take your professional development beyond. So Jordi, and I do have a question here. I don't know if you have this measure, and when you start the digital transformation plan, that as I saw in your graphic, it started in April 2021, more or less like this, no?
Well, some parts, yes.
Some parts, yes. Do you have a measure? I understand that the pandemic alters all the numbers, no? But do you have a measure how this digital transformation process actually, we know that improve the user experience, but do you have any numbers, any percentage? How was the general impact of the business of Saba regarding carpark?
Well, what I can say is that the growth, this year we have growth 100% compared with, 2021 has grown 100% compared with 2020. Of course, 2020 was not the best year for mobility, we all know, but we think that it's something that gives a lot of value to our company. Our company, the main business of our company is what I call rotation, which is the people who doesn't plan still. So we are still a small part of the business, but we know that this is the things that are changing, and as Bob Dylan said, that's the times they are changing, and we need to be there, even if it's not so relevant for the company, because in a couple of years, it will be a very significant part of the business of the company.
Really, thank you very much. Amazing. And let me see that we have another question here from the audience. Thank you, Georgie. Do you use some technologies like CCTV to detect any accidents and to secure the cars?
We have inside our parkings, we have CCTV, of course, in order to give security to our customers. But it is not something related to our business area as a digital marketing, because it's related directly to a parking. So I'm not the best one on talk about this, but yes, we have CCTV and people working on our parkings, and also digital communication. So we have a 24 hours per 7 days a week communication with customer service department. So everybody, anybody who's in our parking, they can call directly from the parking to our customer service if they have any issue.
Okay, fair enough. Regarding this, the blog where you teach about marketing, about doing operations in the right way. Just to finish your presentation, and less words about something regarding marketing and digital transformation that you teach in the blog 3.
Yeah, so when the things I teach in the blog 3, from one side is, one thing I like very much is that we talk about traditional marketing compared with the digital marketing. Okay, and sometimes I know it seems that digital marketing is the only channel you can use, because you can measure. And what I want to reflect to my students and talk about it to the students is that it's not about digital or traditional. It's about on your needs, on where are your customers, or how you can reach your customers. And sometimes traditional will fit perfect on your marketing mix, and sometimes digital, it will be the best. For instance, when I will explain you an example very fast, very quick. I was working in a company some years ago where we launched a service which was called moped sharing, moto sharing, okay, moped sharing in Barcelona, the first one in the south of Europe. In Barcelona, nobody knew about sharing. So people didn't know exactly what to do with that motorbike who find in the street. Okay, so they didn't know about that. We created a new category. So digital marketing in that case was not useful, because we need to teach the people about that solution. So we need, and that moment, our decision was to invest on traditional marketing, on PR, on the digital PR, because we need to explain about the service, explain how it works, how to use it, etc., what it was, etc. All the we need to explain the solution. So at that moment, at the beginning, we used traditional marketing, billboards, TV ads, etc., explaining the solution. Once the people knew about the solution, we started the digital campaigns to acquire customers. So it depends on the maturity, on depends. So it's not, there is no one size fits all. So you need to know your business, you need to know your customers, and you need to test and measure.
Really great. Thank you very much. So we are just running out of time. Before we finish, I would like just to comment that here at Zigurat we have a Department of Corporate Services. Okay, so if you have a company that may have a training and development department, we would like to engage with them. Okay, we have different kind of services regarding training, talent, and promotion. We propose a partnership with your company when we can create a win-win collaboration. Okay, there is different kind of services that we can create in these 3 areas. Okay, so thank you very much. This will be this. We are finishing the 3rd day and the Hexperience, our virtual congress here. Jordi, thank you very much for your presentation and participation, and thank you for all the audience to be with us in these 3 days, and hope to see you in the next event.
You're welcome, Rodrigo. Thank you very much.